Do we say? Sinzar, right?
Yes, Sinzar.
Welcome back to What She Said. What She Said.
Yeah.
What She Said. Okay, I have a migraine. All right, let's just admit it right now. And I've taken some serious medication, so it could be entertaining,
dear.
particularly when the Wiggles get here.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
But joining us now is the founders of a brand new concept for charitable giving called AdSent. And we have Angus Robbie with us. Say hello so people know your voice.
Hello there.
Oh, that's your sexy radio
That's
voice.
right. That's my FM radio voice.
Okay, there you go. And Martin Sinzar.
Hello.
Hi. Now, what is it between you? You have 50 years in advertising?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Don't remind us.
Yeah, it's okay. We don't add up our collective ages around here.
They are superstars. They have a clientele list that reads like a who's who. I mean, you guys you rock.
Well, we've been doing this for a long time. So,
Who are some of your big clients?
well, we've recently been doing stuff for LG and for some products like Actigy and for Revitive. And back in the day, it's people like Labatt's and McDonald's, Toyota, that sort of thing.
Right. I used to do a lot of work with Club Med, Mazda, did a bit of work for Honda, Altamira. What was the last one? Blockbuster was one of the
Yeah,
ones.
Blockbuster.
Always
Yeah,
corny.
yes.
Yeah, that didn't go so well.
Well, he sort of oversaw the end of it.
And Canadian Tire was one of the other ones that I've worked on as well.
Okay, so what gave you this idea for AdSent?
Well, Martin, he came to me one day and said, I've got this idea, and I'm not sure exactly what to do with it. So he presented it to me, and I said, well, yeah, we can do that. That's for sure going to be a good thing. I mean, it's marrying, the power of advertising and the power of charitable giving. This is a great thing. It's a great thing that we can do.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed when working with Blockbuster especially, their media and their marketing manager always said to us, we've got a great big email database list of 800,000 people, but I can't tell if half of them are dogs. Most people just don't give any feedback to it. So as an advertiser, of course, I'm looking for a way to get ads to the right people and make sure that the advertisers are they're spending their money wisely. So one of the concepts was, well, how can I get ads to people directly and make sure that it works? And once that basic concept was set up, it was nice that we could use the technology of the internet and social media to make sure that your ads are targeted directly towards consumers. But there's nothing it's great for the advertisers, but there's nothing in it for the consumers. There's no benefit to them at all of receiving an ad because they're receiving ads currently. So what we kept on thinking was, how do we make advertising more relevant to everyday consumers out there? And what we did and we thought of immediately was, well, there has to be a reason for you to look at the ads. Well, what if some of the money that was given to the media house to place the ad was actually given to a charity, so that all of a sudden all the money that was being put into advertising, which right now is about $3 billion a year with online advertising, if we could convert some of that and put it in towards charitable donations, that would be fantastic.
It was like a bing moment, bing. So suddenly there was this opportunity. We thought, wow, okay, well.
Was that a plug from Microsoft when you got in there?
That would be a nice client.
Yeah, it would be, but I'm still a little confused. Okay, so it's like, take me through it. So Christine and I are like on our Facebook account, say, and we're there looking, and we see the ads that go by. So how will this change what we see? How will it work?
Well, it's going to be, first off, it's going to be an app,
right,
and a website, and so you will log into a profile. And this is radio, Martin.
Yes, exactly. On radio, I'm showing that we've got it's a smartphone app.
It's ineffective.
And what will happen is when you log in, the ads that are targeted towards you by advertisers will show up, and you'll see that you'll be able to scroll through a list of all the ads that are available to you. And when you decide to go ahead and click on one of the ads, the ad will show up. At the moment of that click, that ad will then generate a donation that goes towards charity. So every time that you do something as click through and do what the advertiser wishes, which is to show the ad, charities will benefit from that.
So does this mean then that I'm not targeted randomly everywhere else
No,
by every other advertiser?
The ad that comes to you is directly targeted to you because of the information that you have provided us in your profile. If you don't want to be, if you don't want to say that you're making such and such an income or part of this postal code, those ads will not target you. But everything that you're getting full control over the targeting that advertisers are going to give you.
The idea, though, is it's not, I mean, to speak to your point, though, it's not a question of us controlling the world, no. So, you know, you're still going to see ads on television, you're still going to see ads in Facebook, you're still going to see ads wherever people are trying to reach you. But what we're trying to do is give an alternative for advertisers to reach their target consumers in a way that does social good at the same time as being very targeted.
So, in effect, do you think that, let's say this started,
Yeah.
that 5 years from now, advertisers would say, I'm not going to advertise as much on Facebook or here or there. I'd rather do this because I'm finding that there's a direct correlation.
Well, exactly.
I'm getting my money's worth.
It becomes a one-to-one, right, as opposed to a general broadcast, right? The
Right.
idea that an advertiser can speak to you directly because they understand you as a targeted individual. So the key here also is that it's also a matter of privacy, right? Because right now, in the situation exists where you are being tracked and spied on, and you think the NSA is bad. Wait until people are trying to sell you deodorant, right? I mean, it's the targeting that goes on is and the spying that goes on to collect data to target you for a profile is substantial, and so our view is to be transparent about that, to give control back to consumers so that they understand who's got their data, who has access to the information, and more to the point, it's about being anonymous. We know as advertisers that, or as marketing guys, that advertisers don't need to know who you are specifically to target you well, right? They need to know about you and about things you like and your interests, but they don't need to know your name. They don't need to know exactly where you live. They don't need to know your phone number or even your email address. They just need to know that they can reach that target group effectively. And so what AdSense does is it provides the opportunity for advertisers to reach that target group effectively in an anonymous way, and at the same time give back to the community or to the world or to whomever in a very responsible and ethical way.
So if I sign up to AdSense, in effect, will you protect to some degree my privacy?
Exactly.
Are you the buffer between me and the advertiser?
Precisely. Exactly. And so, in our view, is that you should have full control over that. You should have the ability to say, I want advertisers to see this, and I don't want them to see this, and these are the kinds of things I want to see, and these are the kinds of things I don't want to see. Right now, you have no say in that. You're just the sponge, right? You're receiving whatever they want to send. But with our system and our idea is that you should have control over that. Right. Now, obviously, we can't control things that are outside of our bailiwick, outside of our world, but the greater reach we can get with this, the more effective it will be, and the greater control that you will have over your day-to-day advertising.
Right. The amount of control that we'll give you will be, with every ad, each ad will give you the option to simply say, yes, I like these ads, I want to receive more of them, or no, I don't want to receive more of these type of ads. So to the standpoint of, if you were to receive an ad for alcoholic beverages and you said, oh, I don't want to receive those anymore, you could simply just go, no, I don't want to receive it. That's what your personal control is. But because we give the advertiser the amount of control as to who they target, they're going to segment you out as well. So if there's no reason for feminine hygiene products to be sent to myself. Well, the advertiser is going to save money by not sending those ads to me. So they're going to simply say, well, I don't want to talk to you anyways. So that way, the ads that you are going to see are going to be specific to you. And as they say, we know that most advertisers know that consumers don't mind ads that are targeted to them. Consumers don't like ads that aren't targeted to them.
Okay, so then, but the benefit to me is what? It's kind of karma. They're paying a charity, so that's why I should get this app and why I should get these ads.
Well, it sort of goes back to a conversation that we had previously, which was in today's economic environment, particularly millennial consumers, expect companies to have a social conscience.
Mm-hmm.
There is
corporate social responsibility, right?
Precisely,
CSR.
Precisely. And so as a result, this is an extremely effective way for companies to get that by default. They can quite legitimately say that when they're using this service, that roughly 30% of their gross advertising spend that's directed towards AdSense is going to charity. So they can literally say that the dollars that they're spending on advertising are going to charitable good. I mean, that's an immediate benefit to them from a public relations perspective, but also, everything's got to be a quid pro quo. I mean, there's no particular reason why companies would do this if there wasn't a direct benefit to their bottom line, right? And so if they can effectively target people and they trigger the right emotional responses with respect to the charitable giving aspect, well, it's a win-win for everybody. The charities benefit, the advertisers benefit, the consumers benefit, because they know that an activity that they do generally anyway, which is they get bombarded with ads, well, now they have control over what they see, and that activity actually has a social benefit. There is some tangible benefit to things that make a difference. But just one final point on that, though. It's not just ads, too. It's also what we call sponsored content. So it could be anything from a video to an article to a game or whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to be an ad per se.
Okay. We are going to talk. The campaign is actually called "Lift a Finger to Change the World," because a little finger with a smiley face
Yes,
on
indeed.
it. It's very cute. We're going to talk a little bit more about it, how you can help get it going on the other side of the break. So stay with us here at What She Said on Canada Talks.